I'm writing to say goodbye. Though I have never even met you, I am writing to say goodbye. And I love you. You were probably a sweetheart, full of life and promise no one paid notice to. Too preoccupied with your faults or their fears of you to see the human being behind the hate they had for the presence you possessed. This earth, better for you in it, is now worse for you being under it. We are missing you. But we never even got to know your name because they used the one that you never liked in your eulogy. I am a mother who has lost another child, a woman who has lost another lover, a sister without another sibling, a friend without a companion. I have lost everything I didn't even know you were to me. But I love you anyway. You were probably a child of someone who didn't understand your identity. So confused and angry because they didn't understand, so they try to fix what was never broken by praying over the poison they injected into your spirit, killing slowly until you could no longer shield yourself from the stones they had no right to throw, and you were crushed by the hand that should have held yours, that should have taken away the bottle, taken away that razor, taken away those pills, pulled you from that bridge, should have saved your life. That hand that should have loved you, instead, it broke you, trying to fix you, and wrote the wrong person's name on the death certificate. A form of identity theft you cannot speak up against because they took the life from your throat. But I love you. You were probably a black teenage boy, or a black man. Someone's son or father or brother. Uncle. Cousin. Future college student, a person trying to make his way with the little that they gave you. It was probably too quick for them to realize that you weren't armed, as they stand over you with a bullet that goes into you, 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 into you, into you, into you, until the clip is empty and all of their misconceptions of the color of your skin are covered with lead that now paints the ground the color that we all bleed. They are already finding reasons it was your fault. They are already making the victim the criminal and the criminal the victim. They have already made you the next example of what race not to be born in. As they hear you gasp for freedom, the weight of racism and their painful notions of your pigment become the coils of a python that continues to take the air out of your breath as you struggle, and as the last bit of life leaves your lungs, they are already looking for reasons you deserve to die. But I love you. You were probably beautiful. Eyes like diamonds, curves like the crescent moon that shone on your spirit and gave you light that illuminated all who knew you. You were probably afraid to fall in love because you were not the normal woman. You had something extra. And no, I am not talking about what was in between your legs, but what was in between your ribs. A pulse of passionate personality the whole world could dance to. A beating heart the size of the Grinch's after he returned Christmas. The most welcome earthquake ever. You were probably in love with him. Feeling a fire that burned within your heart so warm that it could melt a snowman. He was probably angry. After he decided that it was easier to call you a liar than to accept your truth, bound to the chains of a mental patriarchal slavery that he sought to free himself from by using you as a human shield. Each blow, stab, blow, stab, blow, stab, stealing your fire because he feared your warmth, using hands to hurt you that should have protected you, cherished you, held your hand, hands that should have caressed your beautiful face instead of beating it into the ground, hands that should have held the diamond ring like a treasure instead of treating you like garbage. As the hands steal your fire and your life is extinguished. He has already gotten away with it because they will have already defended this fool's misguided attack on your spirit. But I love you. You and I have probably never met. And odds are you never will. Not at the exponential rate our existence has become grounds for extermination. I will probably never make it to your funeral. But I will lay flowers of tributary verses on your grave so that the world remembers who you are and not what they made you. I have probably never seen you. You have probably not even passed away yet. I probably haven't even said goodbye good enough. But I love you. And even though we have never met, My life is better for having you in it. Rest in paradise.